Well, welcome everyone to the State of the Republic podcast. You don't know how much I missed saying that, but it has been like 3 weeks since I've actually said that. I've mentioned my other podcasts, and so I'm really excited to be here. And not just to be here, but to be joined by Michael and our podcast mom. I haven't actually been able to talk to you aside from, of course, messages. So how are you doing, Michael? Let's first go to you since you've been out for a while, right?
Yeah, man, I've just been running around like crazy. Good to see you guys holding down the fort, Jeopardy, and all that stuff. It's great. Sharon, lovely to see you. Luis, good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Sharon, how are you doing?
Hey, today is just kind of a glorious day. Anytime a team kicks out their schedule, even, just the 5 games that we have, the regular league games or the league game plus the training game. I mean, anytime you have something concrete that you can hang your hat on, today was a good day. There was so much chatter. It kind of, I couldn't focus on what I needed to do for work. So I kind of, being semi-retired, my workload kind of shrank today because I was all about listening and watching the comments come in and just getting so stoked and trying to tackle all the social media, looking at whatever was written. And it was a happy day. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a happy day. How are you, Luis?
I'm doing really good. Like you said, super excited that today we got all these, announcements and whatnot. And, earlier I was thinking, I was like, I wonder why we didn't get the preseason announcement first and then the, season games. And that way we would get more happiness throughout the days. But, I guess we get double the happiness on one day and we already have a date to start putting on our calendars. And, just some news that we're going to be talking about here shortly as far as who can go, right? Who can actually get a ticket to be able to be at a preseason game or an actual in-season game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some of those games, both the preseason and the season games that were announced. And Michael, do you want to mention those for our audience?
So, yes, we've got 4 games announced so far, with the first one coming up April 30th on a Friday with Los Dos. It's actually their home opener. Then we've got Wednesday, May 12th against the Vegas Lights. Again, that will be our home opener. Then Saturday, May 22nd against Orange County, and Saturday, June 19th against Oakland. Juneteenth in Oakland, road trip, everyone.
Yeah. So it's funny that Rave Bear posted that Amtrak tickets are $50 round trip to go see the Oakland match. And if we're all there together, then, it'll be a blast. But I wanted to point out that both Los Dos and Orange County are using us as their home openers. Get that. We are going to be the home opener for both of those teams. And it's like,
we bring the crowds.
Yeah, it's like, who do you want for your home opener? Sacramento. I loved reading that. It was like that immediately just went puff my chest, and the guys should feel the same way. I mean, they should be like thrilled that they're going to be the home openers for everybody. What's not to like about that? And then our home opener, Las Vegas Lights. I mean, if they're the same Las Vegas Lights as before, we stand a really good chance of doing well. Yeah. Not to disparage Las Vegas Lights.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I think it's a good rival to start off our season with. And, we'll see, right? I mean, it could be a different Lights. We haven't actually been able to play against them in a year and a half at this point, maybe longer too. I'm trying to think when the last time was. I think it was towards the end of the 2019 season that we got to play against them. I think it was in Vegas. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. And before the season games, we are actually going to have a couple of preseason games too, right, Michael? I think we have 3, if I'm not mistaken, or 4, no, this Saturday being our first.
That's right. They're traveling away to Real Salt Lake. They're actually playing the real team in Utah. That's right. They're traveling to Utah this weekend. And then they come home and they see us on 4/24. So, and then limited ticket availability. And one of the things I know we wanted to talk about was hurry up yellow tier, because once we go to yellow tier, it won't be so hard to get a ticket. You know what I mean? So it's like, hurry up, everybody, keep wearing your mask, get your vaccinations, let's get us to yellow.
Yeah, especially considering that everyone can actually get their vaccine in May or by May is what everyone is expecting. So yeah, go out there. If you can get it, get it. If you work in retail or fast food, you can actually get it, by the way. So if you don't know that, I know the information out there isn't as clear, but let me tell you, you can get it. Don't just ask for proof of employment, of course, maybe a pay stub or a badge or just something that says that you currently work for that retail or fast food location. So go get it real quick. Go get it. If you can get it, because some of us really want it, but we can't get it yet.
And
But yes, yeah.
if you live locally, Cal North University, the one in Elk Grove, they're a little more relaxed. I don't want to say that in a way, but I have a pre-existing condition, and I was able to get my first shot yesterday. So, and plus I'm old, so that helps a lot. But yeah, so that's an option.
I'm glad you got it, because I always thought it was the most like unfairest thing that like just because you were a year away from the requirement, you couldn't get it. I'm
like 6 months away from the requirement.
No, it's like, come on.
I don't want to give away my age. I know I blow everybody's mind. You're all like, hey, you're not that old. Yeah, I am. I just don't act it.
I think we can all act. I don't think there's an age anymore. That's gone already. Like, we can act any age. No one should judge, and they want to judge, then
you know what everybody needs to practice right now is going somewhere and screaming your head off so you're ready for the games when you're yelling like crazy and you don't hurt your vocal cords when the first game hits. So Michael, in the car, if you're by yourself, start screaming, get those vocal cords ready. Everybody, you Luis, everybody's got to get them.
I root for Republic. Yeah, just absolutely screaming. People are going to become crazy on the 5, thinking I'm having a seizure.
Gonna be like moving around in the car.
They're gonna be like passing. It's like that dude.
What is happening? Nothing. Just getting ready for the season. Don't worry about me.
CHP, there's a dude.
Bring on Oakland.
Luckily, no one drives by I-5 anyway, so you're good, right? You're empty.
It's just me and the big rigs, man.
And Lord knows what happens in those big rigs. Anyhow, so the roots. I mean, we don't have Reno anymore, so we have Oakland roots, and it's like the last time we talked. It's like, are we going to be nice in our? We talked about having a nice relationship with them. But then it's kind of like, but they're going to be the cross coast range rivalry now. So it's like, are we going to be nice?
Both sides are playing nice on Twitter so far. They're both being very complimentary of one another. It's kind of, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure after the first game, somebody wins, and then the talk starts. That will change real fast.
Well, I know we're going to heap a bunch of love on Chris Malinab and mostly Tyler Blackwood. We're going to be loving on those.
Of course, Tyler.
Yep, Tyler. I hope he sings. Go ahead. I hope he sings to us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm all for some singing. I'm just imagining when they come out that first game at home, and you know how everybody's like, and so sucks, and it's gonna be Tyler.
I know, right?
It'll be great. Well, welcome to Sacramento, Oakland.
Yeah. When we welcome them back, will be so sweet to him. I know that.
Yes.
But then, Orange County, when we go down there, we'll be playing against Adam John. I mean,
a lot of familiar faces on the schedule.
Yeah. And we've talked about that in the past. Luis, what are your feelings about all these games?
Well, starting with Oakland roots, I'm so glad that game's not till June 19th, because that means that maybe more of us can actually go, because we would have already had at least one of the vaccines. Hopefully both of them, of course. But yeah, I mean, I really want to go to that game, experience a game in the Bay Area. Next year is going to be awesome too, right? Being able to go to Monterey Bay, spend the whole day over there, and then end it with a soccer match at night, and talk about a perfect day. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I feel like those games are going to be like so intense. I mean, these players are going to go all out, because it is a rivalry, right? It just hasn't been born exactly yet. And like you were saying, Michael, they might be friendly right now, but I think once the first game comes by, I think all that is going to change, and we're going to start seeing a little more talk, right? Especially depending how that first game goes and what happens there. And like I said, we need a new Reno. I know it's never going to get as like intense as Reno, but we need we need to rival that. At least we have that talk back and forth and whatnot. So
it can always be Los Dos. It can always be Los Dos. I mean, it used to be Los Dos, and then Reno came in, and it's like, oh, okay, we'll just kind of cool it a little bit on LA too.
Reno was just an easy team to start disliking. They the way, and they loved it. They owned it on Twitter and on their social media. The Reno PR, they were great at it. I mean, it was getting them the clicks. But they were so good at owning their the disgust. I mean, even when we weren't playing them, games against Phoenix, and they're talking about handballs, and you're just like, Reno, you weren't even in the game. What?
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss them. I love the banter. I'm all for the banter, and I'm gonna miss it. But I mean, you've got the built-in rivalry with Oakland. That's just because they're a hop and a skip. LA will always be LA. So you couldn't ask for a better 4 games there. It's nice. It got me instantly excited again. I was like, okay, any day now. And then they released it, and I was the same way as you, Sharon, sitting at work like, yeah, I'll be right with you, but I need to see what's going on over here on this thread about OC and Sacramento. Yeah, getting nothing done.
So one thing is good about some of the changes. It's good and bad. I'm sure they're going to pick up a sponsor, but we don't have to say Papa Murphy's Park according to the their schedule. It's just Republic Park. So that shortens the words, so to speak. And then the other thing that I noticed that was really interesting, and it might really help the staff, is our first match is on a Wednesday. So the 12th of May, our first home match, our official home match, is a Wednesday night. And that's actually, it's got its pluses and minuses, but I'm kind of liking it. I'm liking the fact that it'll give staff that opportunity to kind of get settled in without what we would think would be a super huge crowd. It's like a smart move until we actually get into the yellow tier. Please be yellow, please be yellow by the time everything rolls out. So
yeah, I would agree with you. It's bittersweet. You would know better than any of us, Sharon, as far as what it takes to get a match day ready. Obviously I just show up and grab a beer and go. But yeah, it's bittersweet. It's obviously you want the place rocking and you want that Friday, but safety first, and it makes the most sense. It does work out that you have it on a Wednesday. The crowd will be a little bit smaller. Then again, they're pretty devoted fans, so you never know. I've been surprised before.
Yeah, Open Cup. I think there was an Open Cup match against, what was it, Seattle on a Wednesday or Tuesday, and it was very crowded. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Even I think Preki was shocked when he came to visit us. It was like, there's a lot of people here. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
I was at that one. Yeah, I remember that one. The one that went to extra time, and we were there like freezing cold, and we were like, oh, we're not gonna go to extra time. Like they tied us, I think, like at the 90th, and we were like, oh no, we're gonna go to extra time. But then we scored an extra time, of course, and we were all happy and saying, all right, it was worth staying out here in the cold. So yeah, that was.
That's pretty cool. So and speaking about the Roots game, I know that we're excited about playing Las Vegas Lights and getting a home opener, but just FYI, I did talk to the ticketing folks at the Oakland Roots because I jumped on it right away. It's like, can I just get one ticket, please? And I was told, no, I can get a 5-pack or whatever. Am I interested in additional tickets? I could, until May, you cannot get a single seat. And I think it's because they're only in the red tier. And so because of the limited capacity, they have to honor their season ticket holders first. So I was like, I had half a notion, gee, those seats are cheap. If I got a 5-pack and didn't go to all of them, I could actually get a ticket. But then I thought, I'm not going to waste it, because what if I can't go? But just so everybody knows, they're going to open up single seating in May, most likely. It might be sooner, but I was told May. So if anybody's looking to go to Oakland, get your Amtrak or whatever ticket now, because you can always use it anytime. I don't think they expire really for a year, but wait till May, I guess, to get your ticket to the game, unless you know somebody.
So is that 5 ticket pack, is it for 5 different games or is it for 5 people?
5 different games. I don't know. You can probably ask him if it could be for 5 people, because I know ticketing people like to, kind of wiggle things and make it work for somebody. But that would be cool if it was for 5 people.
We know 5 people, right? I mean, there's 3 here.
We're already there, yeah.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. And then as far as Sacramento, it is going to be a little until we get into more advanced tiers. I think they're going to be going, and they even said it, the Indomitable members, get to go first. So as far as being able to access tickets for the game, the home games, the 2 home games so far, but just keep hoping for moving into the next tiers. Be smart, Sacramento. Be smart.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So that's the news that I have.
Yeah, we're like, please be smart. We want to actually be able to go to the orange tier, because it does make a big difference, right? If we're in the current tier that we're at right now, they can only host up to 2,300 fans. But if we just go to that orange tier, which isn't, of course, is not like all normal, it improves to 3,500 fans. I mean, it's a lot of more people that can actually go to the game if we just improve 1 tier. That's all. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just improve 1 tier. Keep wearing your masks, get vaccinated, and I think we will get to that orange tier. It just depends on everyone actually doing that. So
I'm still rooting for yellow, and I think I've been redundant now 3 times. Isn't that $1 each time? So that's $3. I've said yellow tier. Yeah, just so y'all know, we're trying really hard to not be redundant and repetitive. So we created this little behind the scenes challenge that if we get that way and we call each other out, and I just called my own self out, it's $1. It's like a swear jar. So it's $1 in the kitty. And so listeners, if you find us being redundant, I mean, come on, go easy on us. But, if you $1.
Please let us know. But yeah, like we were talking off air, Sharon, it's probably going to be like a lottery system, right? Depending on who gets to buy the tickets, which is really sad, because the seat you have in the stadium has actually been your seat ever since the beginning. And it's like, well, you should probably let them give priority to whoever's been a member the longest, right? You pick your seats. All right. Everyone's good. All right. Now we're going to the new members. What seat do you want out of the remaining ones too? But it's going to be an interesting challenge. I wouldn't want to be them right now trying to figure out what sections are going to be open, how our seats going to be assigned, and there's always going to be issues, right, with people not being happy about one thing or another. So the best thing we can tell people is be patient, right? Don't stress them out more, because they're probably so overwhelmed right now and
you're getting
1,000 questions.
So one of our Jeopardy live answers was Justin Dubois, the head of the box office, right? So he's the one that's setting up the pods inside, the seating pods, so that they're socially distanced. So just so you know, in case there's another Jeopardy question involving who does that kind of stuff, the answer will be Justin Dubois. Okay. All right. Make a note of it. Yeah.
So just to go back real quick to the preseason games, we actually did miss 2. Actually, we're also going to be playing, and these are closed door, right? So the game against San Jose Earthquakes, the first team, and also the under 23s. We're going to be playing against both of those 2 teams, and again, closed door. Just as the Oakland Roots also will be playing against them on another friendly game, also going to be closed door. So the rivalry might be born without us actually there. So let's keep an eye out.
When are they going to fit all that in? I'm just looking. When are they fitting?
I know they've got Real this weekend, and then there was I didn't see dates, but yeah, it did say that the Earthquakes first team, the under 23s, and then Oakland all I guess
they could be midweek.
relatively quickly.
Literally, they could be midweek games, and they don't even have to be at the stadium. If they don't want to be at the stadium,
Sure,
they could
yeah.
actually host those. If they're closed door, they can host them anywhere.
Yeah,
Even at the training
CRC
facility.
or something.
Yeah.
Which they might, because they know people are going to be try to go to the levee. And
I'll go if I know I'll be at the levee. I'll call in. I'll play hooky. That's easy for me to do. Not so much for you.
Nah.
we'll try to find out where they'll be at. I just hope that at least they're live streamed one way or another, even if just someone pulls their phone out and they're just sharing the link on YouTube or somewhere else. But at least so we can get an idea of how the games are, how the new team is, what the roster is looking like, and all that, rather than just seeing just the end of game review and these are the players that played, these are the players that scored the goals, and that. But I know it's always a challenge when it comes to preseason friendlies, and you need someone there who can actually be taking some video.
Okay, so we're counting on y'all to kind of leak some information on potential dates. Not so much to get anybody in trouble. So speaking of which, I got a question for each one of you. Of the new guys that are coming to the squad, who's the one that you are going to be like? And I know, Luis, you already mentioned the goalkeeper. The new goalie, you are going to be really keeping your eye on that player. I think you were really impressed with him. But you guys, if you had one person to pick of the new guys, who's got your interest?
Probably what is it? Pateri.
That was mine too. Yeah.
I want to see what this guy does. He looks like a beast. Obviously you see YouTube highlights. They only really ever show the positives, but he looks like a monster. Looks like something we could really use.
Yep. Luis, same question.
Well, I'll actually say someone different. I think I mentioned it on a previous podcast, and not just because we share the same name, but Luis Felipe. And
that's right. You did mention him.
I think he has a lot of potential with us. He does have some MLS experience there with the Earthquakes, and I think I remember seeing him in a game. I don't recall if maybe it was the Open Cup game that we played against them, or maybe possibly the friendly they played against Cruz Azul when I went to go watch it. But I recall seeing him in one of those matches, and he seemed like he had good presence in the midfield, and so I think it should be really interesting. And the guy's 6'2", so it's always great to have tall players, especially when we have corner kicks or just free kicks, and you want someone to be up there, getting ready to give it a good header and help us out there. And so I think it's going to be really great having a player like that, and a player that again has that experience that we want from any of the newcomers, right? But definitely, I agree with you guys. Petari is, if I said it right,
Peter. He says just call him Peter. Yeah.
Peter. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
I could do that.
Yeah.
He's definitely one that I'm also looking forward to see. I mean, I'm looking forward to see all of the new players, of course. See how they fit in the new system, and it's going to be a completely new team, right? I mean, we have players that are returning, but I think with a lot of the players that left, there was a lot of starters, and so I'm curious to see if we're going to see like a new gameplay, or if we're still going to see something similar as to last season. But with all the new players, I think we might be seeing a brand new team and possibly a new formation, new strategy as well.
So I've got my eye on Duke LaCroix as well as Peter, of course, and then Dan Casey. I think that's his name. Dan. His first name is Dan Casey.
Dan,
yeah. I mean, some interesting signings, with Duke and Dan. I mean, interesting shoring up kind of those positions. So we'll see. Kind of that defensive, filling in the defensive part. So what else? What else you got, guys?
Well, I mean, just the excitement, right? Like we said earlier, we're all just really looking forward to this. I mean, it's been over a year at this point, right? Since the pandemic started, and way over a year since we last were able to attend a match. And so for us, like you said, it's amazing news that we got today. And that's why we actually had to come on and do this podcast, and our sorries because I know we hadn't posted a podcast in like almost 3 weeks, but we are actually working on new people to interview, and we're actually really excited, but we can't let you guys know yet. We're going to keep it a mystery, but we are going to have a future guest that all of you Republic fans are familiar with. We'll just leave it at that. It should be really interesting. We're really looking forward to the stories that this guest has to tell us and whatnot. So be on the lookout. We don't have an exact date for you yet, but we're going to try our best and make it happen here in the next coming weeks as well. Or 2 weeks, right? Maybe around there.
No. I was saying you got the redundant jar. That was twice. You owe us $1.
Oh, see, at least it's $1, not $50, because I had a feeling it'd be more. I'll take $1 anytime.
We're so good together.
Oh, yeah. Another thing, because you all might be wondering, hey, it's March. We're almost at the end of March, and we haven't heard of Republic Jeopardy, the monthly thing. Don't worry, we're actually working on that. Republic Jeopardy number 3. Be on the lookout. We're going to have a date for you shortly. We're working the details to figure out what date that'll be, but it might potentially be the second week of April. One of those days. Again, we're going to let you all know once we have that. So far, of course, it'll be defending champion Elliot Horde, who you might all remember won Jeopardy number 2. Took it away dramatically against Viljan Vijev, but credits to Vijev for actually taking the risk to bet all the points he waged and whatnot. But, you know, that happened there. And also Jane, who, if you all know, she sits in the Tower Bridge Battalion. She's a super fan of the Republic, so we're really excited to have her on. And then we're working on the third guest, which we'll probably know here within the next coming days, so we can make this announcement and you all can put it on your calendars, tune in, and find out who wins if they take Elliot's championship.
Superfan Jane.
Superfan Jane, it depends on those questions, you know, and she and I are friends, you know.
See here.
So Jane, if you're listening, you know.
Just throw a couple bucks. She's gonna need it for the redundant jar.
Yeah. I'm trying really hard, but it's so hard to not be redundant. It's like you say it and then you turn around and you say it again. I just did that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're doing it so people remember it, right? You know how they say you need to hear something 7 times for it to stick through.
It was 3. Okay,
well,
so that's
in the marketing world for me. That
3
might...
for women, 7 for men. It's the truth.
No, you're probably right, Michael. Oh gosh, that was perfect. Is it really 7 for men, or is it just like infinite?
Oh, I don't know. It's you just gotta tell. It depends on what's on the TV.
Sorry, Luis.
On what's on the... Oh yeah, if there's a soccer match, like it could be who knows how many, and it depends what the score is too, of course, right? If you're winning, you might be like, all right, let me know. What do you want me to know?
It's like, yeah, just make the list. Just write it down somewhere. It's like, okay, are you going to look at that? Anyhow, I digress. I've been married, so yeah. Alrighty. So on that note, let's see. We've got the future is looking better. It's looking clear. We've got some games to attend here soon. Man, we'll be in June before we know it, and we're going to be happy people. You know.
Yes.
Once we get to our first game, it's just going to be a blast.
You know, with this Saturday being that friendly against Real Salt Lake, I'm curious if anyone's actually going to make the travel out there, since they are letting people go to games in Utah. Limited, of course, but it is a thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some faces out there, if anyone takes any video or anything. So if you are going, please let us know. We'd love to have you on the next podcast so you can let us know how it went.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be great to grab one of the travelers and have them on. Like, you know, the Camachos, Manny and Grace, I bet you they go. I mean, I get a feeling they might be one of the ones that might go.
That'd be awesome.
Another one is Ray Bear. I have a feeling. Remember, Dr. Ray Bear is now vaccinated, so
Yeah, Dr. Ray Fair. Just don't let him perform an appendectomy on you, okay? He's not that kind of doctor.
Oh no. Especially not after a game, right? If it has to happen.
Does he wear
All
the
right.
glasses while working?
Hey, that might be a Jeopardy question. I don't know.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, you know, he can always wear some, and if they have X-ray vision, then you're set, right? I mean, you don't even have to go to the X-ray machine.
It's a different type of doctor.
Awesome. Well, before we close it out here, I just want to remind you all. I haven't said it yet, so it doesn't count towards the towards the jar. But if you're not following us on our good old social media, please give us a follow. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at State Republic 12. This is your way of not only tuning in to Jeopardy Live, but also to any future live show, which again, we will be having other non-Jeopardy live shows in the future. We're trying to maybe also potentially start doing some podcasts live as well. So if anyone has open questions to ask our guests, they can ask them there on the spot. We can have that opportunity for you. So please check that out there. And also, if you are on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group called Sacramento Soccer Fans. Please check it out. Give us your request to join, and we'll admit you and join in on the conversations of all things soccer related in Sacramento and outside of Sacramento as well. So it's not just local, but it's also anything you want to talk about regarding our sport. Cool. Well, really glad that we were able to let everyone know these news that we had today. I know there was a lot that dropped, but at least, again, we have this set. Now we just got to look forward to having better days by then and being able to actually go to that first game. We're going to try our best to be there, right? Because we want to actually do a live stream maybe at halftime and have all that for you all. And Michael, if you actually do go to that game at Los Dos, you'll be our our insight reporter there and let us know what's going on. I think in all likelihood, if they actually do let some people go, you might be able to score a ticket easy, because last time I checked, Los Dos doesn't really have many fans, or do they even have many fans? Maybe one or two that might just go. And,
low blow.
We're starting already. It feels good.
We got to pick on somebody.
The answer begins.
Yeah, right. Now that Reno's not there, it's like, but see, the only thing is that there are no fans of Los Dos, and that's the other side of it too, right? It's the friendly fan banter. It's not even there. I mean, we can't talk to the LA Galaxy fans because they're going to be like, well, we don't even look at that team. We're busy looking at our team, not the B team. Awesome. Well, any last words that both of you would like to say before we close?
So excited. I can't wait.
I think we're all excited. We've been laughing a lot on this podcast. It just shows our enthusiasm. It's time to take a deep breath.
Very enthusiastic.
Very enthusiastic. Very happy. Wearing the Republic gear. Yep. So we're all good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for everyone who watched us on YouTube, and to everyone listening, thank you for listening to the podcast as well. And we will see you next time here on State of the Republic podcast.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye. See you next time.
Yes.